Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting, trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!
What's up, people? Welcome to the show. To be honest with you, the reason why I was taking time is I was making some tea. So I wanted the tea to boil. So when I'm done with making the tea, I come on. But the thing is, the kettle, the plug was not plugged in, and I thought I plugged it in, but it was the toaster plug. So I can hold that. Now the tea hasn't even boiled now. So I'm not really happy because I wanted some tea. But anyway, let's welcome the guest here, Hooks. How have you been, Hooks? As an Arsenal fan, I see you guys are enjoying yourselves, but how have you been yourself?
Yeah, man, I've been good, man. You know me, I just been floating about, jumping on different streams, talking that beautiful game called football, the game we all love. And I'll be honest, I don't know. Should I? Do you know what? I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm a fire shots. Yeah, at a certain time. Yeah, so we're finally seeing a proper rivalry in it. None of this Liverpool Man City thing where you're all shaking hands after games, all hugging each other, you know, giving each other praise after games and all them thing there. It's nothing but fire and flames. And it looks like we could be swinging on the pitch. So, yeah, man, it's good to see proper football again. So, yeah, and you guys, you're all rattled. So, makes me even more happier. So, what can I say?
I don't think people are rattled. I think the thing is, both sides. Look. I think in both sides, there's people who are angry and rattled and are feeling touchy. There's ones who are there to troll. Then there's ones who are saying, who cares? It's both. What you that? It's both about getting the points. And there's some saying this is more of a statement. The fact that right now we can stand toe to toe with Man City. Some City fans are actually pissed off, believe it or not, who have spoken to me saying they're not happy that Arsenal has reached at a point where they can threaten like this, and they believe that City has let Arsenal get here. Obviously, that's a story we can discuss here. City allowed this to happen. City, by selling them Jason Zinchenko, gave them that boost, gave them that spark by bringing in Arteta and training him and then sending him back. It was as if we were preparing for our own issue. Look, some people say, no, it doesn't matter. This could have happened, but it's true. City somehow have also worked out, and I think they were too cocky for a while, saying, it doesn't matter if we train Arteta. It doesn't. Remember how he left to Arsenal? That was even strange. It was at night. They allowed him to speak to them. Like, it was around 12 a.m. There was pictures of Edu at his house. And do you get my point? Like, I get it. I don't think a lot of clubs would have allowed that. I'm not trying to say that we regret doing that. I'm just saying that some people are in the fan base are saying we also were sort of saying nobody can touch us right now. It might be true. There was a point in time it was like, well, why would you sell Jesus? Even Zinchenko, about is you sell them to somebody who's like a sleeping giant. You know, that's what I'm just trying to say. That I think that's some people, that's how they feel. I don't know how you feel yourself, because there's a lot of sides to this. Some people say they don't care. They're like, I don't really care. It's Arsenal. They always bought it in April. So regardless, even if we gave them Raheem, because there was a point in time we were also going to give you Raheem. Remember, there was a point in time before Chelsea were going to give you Raheem. I just feel like everybody's story is right, because to be honest with me, if I was running a business, I am not allowing my vice president to be speaking to you, who's like one of the guys around, you know. But it is what it is. What do you think on that factor before we get into the comments and we get into this this stream?
So I think this is what I think it is. Yeah, is Pep is just one of those people that's like, I'm not gonna block someone from going and living out their dream in it. That's literally all that I think it is in it. Like, cause I think that Pep knows how into Arsenal Arteta was in it. Even he's come out and said like, yo, like, when we'd score against Arsenal, we'd just be sitting there. Like, he wouldn't celebrate. So I think he knows like the connection that Arteta has to the club. And I just think that maybe he does regret it now. Like, maybe sometimes he sits down and goes, you know what? Maybe I should have kept Arteta that extra season, because then maybe he doesn't leave, right? But I don't feel like it's something that Manchester City fans should look at and be like, we kind of created the beast, right? Because nobody knew what Arteta was going to do. Like, especially based off the first few seasons, you probably had Man City fans sitting there thinking, oh, okay, they're not so bad, right? But it's only now that things have started to change and Arteta's really found his feet and the squad started to develop and the team's doing things now. It's only natural to start looking at it in a more negative light. So yeah, I just see this is how I see it. Yeah, Arsenal did you a favor by giving you Arteta in the first place. Yeah, and then you just paid back our favor by returning him. That's literally the way that I see it, bro. So yeah, man, you get me.
The way you see it is just typical, you know, like one of those things where somebody says there's a side to the coin. You just say it from this side of the coin. No, it's quite, look, it's good to hear from people's sides, you know. Mr. Link, I knew he was gonna come through. I knew he was going to come through because he doesn't want peace at all. He says, my city trying to do little brother you. No, we're not trying to do that. This man don't respect you. look at him trying to stay at the port. You can say I don't support them, man them. No, big up to you, man. Big up to you guys. Thank you very much, and big up to you, man. Big up to you. Big Morgan says, hello, Pat. How you doing, Big Morgan? That was Arsenal's best shot. Still not good enough to dirty Arsenal. Jesus Christ. People are not happy. Speak for yourself. I don't care. Adam says he doesn't care. Arsenal are like a side chick. Okay. So this is Hooks' channel. I'm pretty sure it is because I was there a few minutes ago watching him and Daps. So that's Hooks' channel. And he made sure he sends a super chat just to make sure that he says you're rattled. We're all rattled. But big up to Hooks, man. He's here. Go subscribe to his channel. When I'm done doing the editing, I'm also going to throw the channel in the link. I also put his link on Twitter just for you guys to see on his Facebook or on his Twitter. And then you go to his Twitter and you can follow him on his Twitter. Says Arteta wasn't even a good footballer.
He wasn't. I mean, let's have it right. Let's have it. He wasn't the greatest of footballers. But
so was Pep. Pep wasn't the greatest of footballers. Not really. Not really. He was okay. He even says it himself. Pep wasn't. Was he a household name?
Do you know what?
I know he was Barcelona captain at the point in time.
I feel like he probably got overshadowed by other players, but I still think that he was like to captain Barcelona. Like you got to be someone, right? So yeah, I don't think he was a bad player. I think maybe I would say maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is, right?
Him and Arteta are similar though. They were similar players. You can put it like that. They were very similar players. To be honest with you, some managers are never good players, to be honest. Some managers are never good players. Some of the good players are never good managers. Look at Lampard. Great player, Lampard, but what was Lampard a good manager? No. You see that? It says Arteta was cold. He was just in the wrong generation. Those are the excuses people make when somebody doesn't make it. You know, the best managers are usually not the best coaches. I think that's what you're trying to say. which is true. We're winning the league again for the sake of football, for the sake of rational fans. Well, Jerry says when.
Who does he support?
He's a City fan. He's one of the guys who've been here for. We are still top of the league. Yeah, that is true. It's not Ateta's fault he played when he did. It's not anybody's fault. You know. There's a guy. Before we go into this, because I just like talking football. I've told people sometimes I troll sometimes, and sometimes I talk football. And when I talk football, well, when I go to people's channel, folks, most times when I talk football and I don't troll, they get shocked. They're like, "But this is not Patrick from Twitter." Because when they bring you to that channel, especially back in the days, they used to want me to answer for my crimes from Twitter, and I'd go there and start talking football. There's a guy I forgot his name. He was a midfielder, young midfielder. He broke his leg. That's the guy who played.
Wait, Ramsey?
No. The other guy. Was he Spanish? Was he Spanish?
Broke his leg.
Yeah, he was your captain too. I forgot his name. I used to like him, and I think he was in the wrong time. He could have, if he was now. Oh my God, I forgot his name, but I don't know. He had an injury, and that was it. But he was one of your midfielders. I remember. I think he was Spanish. If I remember his name, I'll mention it. But he was a good player. He's one of the guys who I say he was short guy. I think he was Spanish. I'm 100% he was Spanish.
I don't know.
Cazorla, him. If that guy was here, this Arsenal team right now with Cazorla would be next level. Cazorla was cold. Now that's a cold guy. Yeah, Santi Cazorla. Yeah, him. I just feel he was unfortunate with injuries. I just feel like he played at the wrong time. I think now he cooks. Even Ozil at this time cooks. Ozil at this time cooks everybody because there's not a lot of Ozils and KDBs these days. That's why I even told people that when we keep on crying for Gundogan to have a replacement, there's no Gundogan replacements because Gundo type players are rare these days. Players either want to beat number 10s attack like Musiala and them, man, isn't it? And Vets, and then let's talk about like people want to be like a KDB because KDB is also like it's not like KDB, but KDB is also he can change himself into a 10. He usually just goes top 10, like he doesn't have to do much defending. But I'm just talking about people like Gundogan who are balanced. Santi was very good. I liked him. Ozil maybe not balanced defensively, but he was very creative. I haven't seen many players these days, and I can say this, who are more creative. That's why if you find that Arsenal, I rate Odegaard a lot because he's close to something to some of the players I liked. Majority are gone. You can find a David Silva these days. Somehow they can't. These are gone. They're gone. These guys who are so patient on the ball. Look at Bernardo Silva. Patient on the ball, but all he does sometimes is just run around and he has no idea on how to do those passes. So anyway, let's get to this game. There's a lot of choking factors, and I'm not going to do this because I'm being shameless. I'm not being shameless at all because I'm just bringing this image for the sake of scientific reasons for the game for us to speak from. There's no shamelessness because some people say this stream there's not going to be shame, so I'm not going to be shameless like that. So we're just going to look at this. So basically, this is the only image I have so far, and the only image I could find. So what we're going to start with first of all is, before we go to this, obviously, Hooks, I'm going to speak to most of the things that people were saying. Did Arsenal come to the Etihad to win the game? Because I believe they did, and then the red card changed things. I can't hear you. I think you're in mute. Oh, I think he's on the phone. Sorry, I think he's on the phone. We're going to have to wait for him. I think he's on the phone.
Sorry, my mom just called me. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. My family comes first. Don't worry about that. So I'm saying, so look, before we talk about this image, this is second half, obviously, but I just brought it for the sake of some people. I want to explain to them that regardless of the fact that you guys did this, I would have done the same. My team could have done the same. And I said I was more disappointed with Man City passing it left and right for no apparent reason. So before this happened, you tell me yourself, how did you see the game? Were you scared when City scored? Were you saying, oh my God, it's going to be one of those games? Or you're like, no, it's calm. This is a different Arsenal. I think we'll do something.
So I was very calm. Like, don't get me wrong, I was annoyed that we conceded the goal because it was a defensive mistake, right? Like both Saliba and Gabriel should have been more switched on in it, and I feel like we left Haaland with too much space in a dangerous area, and it was just very easy for him to run in behind and then put the ball in the back of the net. But I didn't feel like we was gonna concede more. I didn't feel like he was going to go on it or 2-0 or 3-0. Like, I didn't have that feeling. But I was, in my head, all I was thinking is, if we want to get the best kind of out of this game that we can, we need to equalize pretty quickly. Like, we can't leave it to like 60th minute and it's still 1-0, because then we probably go on to lose the game, right? So, and just to touch upon this picture, because the thing is, yeah, like, this here has triggered a lot of people, yeah. And for me, I find it really weird, innit? Because it's like people want Arsenal to play in a specific way. It's like, it feels like we're the only team that people want to dictate how we play football. Like, because we've all seen other teams of the past and other managers that are still in football set up like this daily. Like, every game, this is the way that they set up. But you don't ever hear people complain about it. But for some reason, when Arsenal do it, oh, it's a massive problem. Like, oh, woe is them. Like, oh, they're the demons. Like, I find it really weird. Like, because we both know, and I think anybody with a brain knows, yeah, that Manchester City at the Etihad, it's not a team or a place where you can go, okay, we're gonna go lyric for lyric, bar for bar, and we're gonna match you at the game that you play, because you're the masters at the game that you play. Like, you literally have the manager who is the master at this way of playing football. So
I think you tried seasons ago, isn't it? You've tried before in the past where you've come in and Arteta has decided let's go bar for bar. Let's go tiki taka for tiki taka, and it was always 4-something, 4-1. I think it was always 3 up the goals. You know what I mean? And regardless how Man City is in bad form, they still managed to beat you when it went to 4-4. So maybe, like, look, this is what I'm telling. This is what I'm saying, man. I'm not gonna let you finish, but this is what I'm saying to people. It's like, as bad as all this is, and it hurts at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure if we are the other side of the Arsenal side, we're doing the same thing. Because I'm sorry, it's 2-1, and let's say for instance it's 2-1, and it's even as bad as United are. You know, okay, I give a bad example. My God. Can we say United? Maybe. Look, United still, I don't care. It's still, United is United. With Ugati, they look good. Even if I'm 2-1 at Old Trafford, right? And I know United suck. I'm going to try to hit them on counters, or try to do this and then hit them on counters. But it's very hard, especially when it's Man City, because Man City have Walker, isn't it? That's why you see this cheat code. Walker and Akanji are very fast. That's why there was this cheat code of Walker, Akanji, and on the sides with the 2 wingers, because they knew that if you guys type break, Walker will catch you, isn't it? Now, what happens if you try break? Because people are saying, oh, we could have taken 2 attackers and put them ready to break. You leave the gaps. You've opened up, and then you open these gaps where Haaland is. Have you seen where Josko is? You open the gaps. Kovacic gets the ball, gives it to Josko. There's no longer a guy. That guy gets attracted to the ball with Kovacic. Guess what? You're open. It's just through and go. It's just a tap in. So I'm telling people that, look, as much as City fans, we're sort of saying it's anti-football, I don't believe there's another way for you guys to play, because I swear to God, if you opened up, let's not forget what happened to Liverpool. Do you remember Liverpool? They were so arrogant with what's his name? Klopp. They decided when they went to 10 men to still play football. It ended 5-0. And City just toyed with them. And those moments in time where City could have made it 10, but I think Pep Guardiola, with the respect, started subbing, but also with the City players, I think with the respect with Liverpool. Even KDB, Virgil van Dijk is his boy. I'm pretty sure they all just put the brakes down, but it was peak. It was bad. So I don't understand this thing. Like, this is why sometimes when I'm saying I'm going to do shows, like on my own channel, sometimes I just come here and just say, you know what, I'm going to be truthful. There was moments in time I said, maybe if KDB was on the pitch, he finds a pass. I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with that. Maybe if Odegaard was, let's say if this is, let's put Arsenal are the ones with 11, City with 10, and they're packing like that. Odegaard finds a pass. KDB finds a pass. Ozil finds a pass. Modric from Madrid finds a pass. There's players like this that find the pass, because those moments where I kept on asking Foden when he came on, Foden as a player, even Savio. Tell Savio, okay, Bernardo Silva, you don't go where you call. You've seen where Bernardo Silva is. You let Savio dribble. If he loses the ball, Bernardo Silva, they're there to press back, you know? So there's ways to do this. It's just that some of the players, I don't know, we just didn't have the players that can do it. Gundogan, I've seen it do, but he's not as good as a David Silva. He's not as good as a KDB to break down such blocks, you know. That's why, and it made me laugh when I was watching this other channel, and somebody said Doku is not the man for low blocks. I think he is, because he can dribble into the box. But somehow the City team decided to just stay in positions, right, and play the ball around. Am I wrong that a dribbler had to take a risk here? I think a dribbler had to take a risk. Let them get the ball away from you, and then Walker and these guys will still hold on, you know, to sort of, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of stuff to say. Go ahead.
I don't think that Doku's good in this scenario. And the only reason why I say that is because I feel like, if anything, dribbling at a team at this low block, this is the lowest of low blocks. Like, once
it is the lowest. Let's be honest, this is the lowest one.
So, like, and then what you got to think as well is, not only is Doku running into a place where there's Arsenal players, he's also running into a place where there's City players as well. Like, the box is so congested that it's really easy to defend. So what I feel like you actually need is a KDB who can find that pass, or someone else that can find that pass that maybe catches an Arsenal defender off guard. Like, maybe they have a lapse in thought and they're like, oh, and then the pass goes through, and then that first time hit, right? But the actual problem that you guys had against our low block is, for some reason, whenever you got it back to the middle of the park, it was always falling to Diaz, Kovacic, Akanji. Do you know what I mean? Opposed to, like, instead of having Foden on the left-hand side, if you just said, yo, Foden, just stay central all the time, at least when that ball falls outside the semicircle in the center areas, you got Foden, who we all know he's got a long range effort in him. Like, he can definitely put that in the back of the net. So I think a lot of your long range chances were coming from players that we actually really don't care if they're shooting. Like, maybe even if you had Haaland drop back into that central area sometimes, and he just went, you know what, I'm just going to try hit it from distance. But yeah, this is why.
Yeah, let's say Haaland leaving the box. I like that point of yours. Haaland leaving the box. Do you think a defender follows him? Let's say Haaland leaves the box.
I don't think.
Do you think a defender follows him, or they're like, you know what, we don't care. We'll still set up like this.
I don't think a defender follows him, but there is potential for, like, maybe Partey to come a bit further forward, and then that could potentially have created space for a Bernardo Silva to come inside, or one of your wingers to come inside. But I'm saying him more. You just needed someone in. You see where Kovacic is in his image. You need Kovacic to be Foden or Haaland. That's the scenario that you had to create. But because you wasn't creating that scenario, it was too easy for Arsenal to defend. Like, a lot of Arsenal's. See, the thing is, a lot of people focus on, when they're talking about Arsenal's defense, they focus on Gabriel and Saliba. I mean, rightly so, because they play out their skin, right? Like, we're known for having the best centre-back partnership in Europe, yeah? But our fullbacks are really good at defending wide areas. Like, just really good at that. So it's like, when the ball's going out to the wide areas, we don't really care, like, because it's not a problem anymore. When we had Zinchenko, it was a massive problem, but it's not a problem anymore. So this is why playing this way in scenarios where we have to play this way works out for us, and the onus has to go on to the other team. Like, that, we've all been watching football for ages, and the onus is always on the attacking team to be able to unlock the low block. That's how it's always been. People can't fault Arsenal for playing a low. What did they want us to do? Did they want us to bring on another attacker and go, do you know what, with 10 men, less? Because we're not Klopp's Liverpool. We don't play Mo Farah football. Like, it's not everybody running on the transition. We don't play that way. It's not everybody running 24/7. It's not, ping the ball out and Salah's breezing every single time, breezing down the line to get the. Like, we don't play that way. Like, we're not gonna get you on transition like that. So why do people even expect that of us? And I see someone in the chat said Arsenal sacrificed their footballing identity to try and get 3 points. Yeah.
Oh, Hooks, let me just say this. So guys, let me just clarify this. I'm going to put the link in thing. So Hooks' channel is Halftime Hooks, and Banter is Dayo. So my bad for the thing. Yeah. So Banter one is Dayo. My bad. I think I was watching both of them. I also watched Dayo, and also was watching some new guy. I don't know how I found him. He just interested me. He's an Arsenal fan, and big up to him. He was very interesting too. So Hooks, when you go to Hooks halftime Hooks, you're going to find Daps there. They did a video called Arsenal Manchester City battle, which was a very good video. It'll keep you entertained, and then Banter on the pitch. That's Dayo. Big up to Dayo for the $2. So Dayo is in America. Oh, Dayo is in America. So Dayo is one of the American boys. Okay.
A quick segue. Yeah. Hey, Dayo. End of the year, beginning of next year, I'm gonna be moving to Dallas. So when I move there, I'm gonna need you to help me out, my brother man. We gonna have a talk. So yeah,
that is cool. That is good, people. So go ahead, man. So you said you're talking about a comment. So this is the comment you're talking about.
So obviously,
Arsenal sacrificed the football and identity to get 3 points. Teta bottled Arsenal's identity. What do you say to that? Because this is also the talk of the town, and this is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's good to just sit down as fans. Like, look, we banter, and sometimes we're hurt as fans, and we'll say Arsenal have sacrificed their identity. Can I ask you before you answer this? Because I told you that 2 seasons ago, you guys had this football that was so pretty. Yes, you lost the league, but I don't think you lost the league because of the football you played. I think you lost because you didn't have enough players. I'm just saying. Sometimes and you were right. Some players like Zinchenko. Do you remember what I told you? I think I once told you when we were assuming that Pep sacrificed Zinchenko because he sort of sent a shot at Zinchenko and Joao Cancelo, saying they are good players, but I needed people who can defend. You know what I mean? People who can defend because of the Champions League. We used to look bad in the Champions League because of people attacking our side. So, are you happy with this new football? Because I know you're bantering sometimes, but which one do you prefer? Because I prefer the other Arsenal. Yes, it removes Zinchenko. But I liked the way you guys play. You guys used to slice teams, man. I remember the way you sliced Wolves. I was like, my God, this is bad. So what's going on? Like, do you like this protective Jose Mourinho type? Tony put this Samara dies, the son dies. We can put names.
So
football. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say Jerry. I don't know who Jerry is. Probably a cool guy, but I assume him to be very young. Because of his statement, because all the gooners out there and all the guys used to watch football back in the day, they know that Arsenal used to play this way under a certain manager called George Graham, where we actually won the league at Anfield. Do you know what I mean? I remember growing up, I had a VHS, called, I mean, that shows my age, right? VHS, right? We're all on Blu-ray 4K now, but the video was called Boring Arsenal. We all know about the 1-0 to the Arsenal, 1-0 to the Arsenal. We weren't always a team that went out and played tiki-taka football. Like, we didn't actually really properly play tiki-taka football until Wenger came, because nobody in the Premier League was really playing tiki-taka football until Wenger came to the league, because Wenger transformed how we view football in England, bro. It's just how it happened. And the thing is, Wenger had about I would say a 7 to 8 year period where his kind of philosophy on football was working, But then what happened is, as other teams started figuring it out and finding ways to play against it, obviously combined with the fact that we wasn't really investing in the squad the way we should have, it kind of all fell to shit. And the only reason that we was getting top 4 is because Wenger was our manager. And Wenger was just that good of a manager. But
and now, you feel before you move on that, it feels so funny that people wanted this man out. And you know what makes me laugh? To say you don't know how good. I know. Look, his time was up, but you don't know how good you have it. you know, until it goes. Because this is one of the definitions of that. Because look, as bad as Wenger was and he was old and thing about, I just think it was also him being too comfortable that he wasn't demanding players. Because let's be honest, that time, was he getting like the top crop players? No, he wasn't. There was always these rumors that, Arsenal wanted this guy, but they didn't want to add a €1. They wanted this guy, but they didn't want the 10 million. Because I think, let's be honest, Wenger's last season, he was working with a bit of scraps. I know it's like they're not scrap, but the players were not top notch, like they were not in that form. So for him to still be getting top 4, and it wasn't even close to win the league, the Leicester time. You guys were close. And Arsenal was the only team that beat Leicester. Remember? You beat Leicester twice. Why Leicester dunked on everybody? I remember Leicester dunked on Man City. Oh my God, they did dunk on us. Riyad Mahrez and then those guys. I remember that game. I was in tears because I was at work. I was almost in tears, man. I was like, oh, what's going on here? Because I thought we would do Leicester at home. I thought away, but like, this is still Leicester. It doesn't matter. But okay, saying that, like, you're telling people that Wenger's the one who came in, and obviously a lot of people respect him because he changed football. So basically, you're trying to paint the picture to people that there's not only one way to win the league. Because I've been seeing these Simon Jordans on TalkSport. I've been seeing these pundits saying they're tired of everybody copying City.
Yeah. You can't beat. Do you know what? It's not even about beating City, innit? Yeah, because it's not really about that, innit? Because I firmly believe that City can be beaten. I just think that the problem that City the problem that City poses to everyone in the league is you could have a run of games where you're playing maybe, let's just call them the lesser teams. Yeah. You'll win all those games. It's very rare that you will like drop points to teams that you don't really expect to drop points to. And I feel like that is the key difference between Man City and all of the other bigger clubs over the years. Is the other bigger clubs, they will go and, for example, we should even look at Arsenal. We should be beating Fulham, but we dropped points to Fulham last season. Whereas you won't really do that. Like, it's very rare. And if you do that, then the next 10 games, W. And then that's when it starts feeling to like other teams' players is they're going up against like an entity that they can't defeat. However, now, what Arteta's doing, is we all know the term total football, right? This is what he's trying to, like, he's focusing on all aspects of the game and what to do. I'm now speaking about the team, what the players should be doing in all these different phases of the game. So when you're seeing Arsenal not really attacking, it's because where you think they should be attacking, they're actually in a moment where they're focusing on something else. And that's just what it is. Like, so people coming at Arsenal fans and saying, man, you got, even though I make my jokes as well, man, because I call him Paella Pulis now, you know, I call him Mikel Moyes.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Like, you have to rattle people. It's just like, you know, that's what I said when I was going to talk about this reaction, because all the reactions in this match have been so toxic, isn't it? It's been rattle the other side. And you know what? Let's be honest, all of us, even at the beginning, yes, all of us want to win as fans, but let's not pretend as if, even when I used to play Liverpool, I'm sorry, Books, when I used to play Liverpool, guess what I used to think in my head? Just give me the draw and I want to get out. I don't care, because those matches are stressful. Those matches are very stressful. But the thing is, obviously, we have to talk with chest all the time and say, this is our house. You're not going to come here and get a draw. But deep down, we know that if you get a draw, you're going to walk away with more made. But I think what changes people's opinion is when they watch the game and say, oh my God, we could have had that. We could have had that. This is why I was telling, I was on one of the channels, I think it was most channels, I said I wasn't satisfied for the fact that, yes, I didn't watch most of the game. I actually watched it today. We should have been more adventurous, but we're just passing it left, right. And this just allowed Arsenal, who are very disciplined right now, I watched them against, who did you play in the Champions League? I think the Champions League. Atlanta, who are very good also. And Lookman was trying to dribble past, and you guys were just stopping them. And you're also trying to counter, but obviously that time it was 11v11. So, but it's sort of you've been preparing for big games like this. I'm pretty sure if you play Bayern or if you play Madrid, this is what you're gonna do. I love that against Madrid because Madrid always does that against City. I love Arsenal to do that against Madrid because I like Madrid to also have a sort of where somebody just closes them up. But let's talk about. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about this. So, but I'm still gonna bring it because regardless you do this game, I have been hearing a lot. So I'm still gonna bring the man of the match, the Man City man of the match, who was wearing blue for the day. I don't know. We've all been complaining about this man. We've complained so much. Cool. Okay, we've all been complaining. We've all been complaining so much about this man. Everybody has a version of themselves. Obviously, City fans, I've heard them complaining, saying this man called the captains and then he didn't allow Walker to get back. I'm pretty sure if it was the Arsenal side of the boot, they would also be saying the same thing. And then we also go with the pen, with the not the pen, with the red card. I'm pretty sure if that red card was in the side of Manchester, we would also be complaining. All I'm trying to say is I think all the complaints are valid to what the ref was doing. Because even if you talk about the time wasted, because some Arsenal fans have come in and said the time was over. Even Ateta came out and said, "Oh, the time was overdone. 7 minutes was too much." While if you side 7 minutes was less, but if you go to the antics that Arsenal are doing, because I almost cried with the antics. You guys did the shit house. Even what's his name? Gary Neville was like, "This is what you call." Something it starts with S and ends with house. It's like it's Ateta is about to do a masterclass and he's doing something that starts with S and ends with house. It was what it is, and I'm pretty sure City fans, we've seen City do it before. I have seen KDB take the ball, go to the corner, right, call Haaland to be shielding, and they just start laughing. I saw Raheem playing around with United. I don't know if you know that game where Raheem was started dribbling and Pep went to shout at him. They said time waste and they said doing nutmegs. So what I'm trying to tell people is this is football. This guy, obviously, he was under pressure. And I told Martin who went, and I told Martin who went to the game that you guys booed him. He was getting booed. The guy got booed. When you start getting booed, you get plastered and you start making decisions. So look, we're just gonna touch on the ref. Do you think are you with this parade? Because there's a parade now where they're saying the fact that he went to ref at Saudi, he now favors City. But the funny thing is, this man is hated by City fans because this man has robbed us at Anfield. This man robbed us at Anfield. Handballs in the penalty box, he's never given them. Do you think it's just him favoring City, or in general, he just had a bad game? Because let's be honest, Michael Oliver might be the best out of the rest because they're bad.
I can't come out like 100% and say that he favors Manchester City. The only thing that I can say is when he effed it up for City, he wasn't refereeing in the UAE. That's the only thing I will say in it. So maybe, you know, and maybe this may be a bit of a conspiracy theory, but maybe as of recent, he's been captured by the UAE people and he is slightly favoring City. But it's not even, do you know what it is? Yeah. It's like, if you go back to the game last season, yeah, at the Etihad, yeah, I think it was the Etihad, he didn't send off Kovacic on a second yellow.
I think that was you guys. I think it was at your home ground, remember? Because I remember we never had players. We came to your home ground and we never had players. That's the one we lost, remember? Kovacic was supposed to get a red because
but he didn't get it because it would have ruined the game, and they wanted they didn't want to ruin the game. But this time he decided to ruin the game. So it's a consistency issue. This is why I can't pin it directly on City.
Do you think let me ask you on that. Do you think Kovacic was early, right? Do you think he does that early? Do you think that happens? He still gives the red. If he does it early, let's say if Trossard does it way early, way early in the game.
I think if Arsenal aren't winning at that point, he doesn't get the yellow.
Oh, is that what you think?
I think. Yeah, I honestly, you know what? Yeah, see, this is the thing. Yeah, people when they watch this, they'll probably think, "Oh, he's saying this because he's an Arsenal fan." I haven't off my own accord ever spoken about the refereeing that happened in that game because I think that he was bad for both sides. Yeah, but what I saw him do, for against Arsenal, I think is utterly shameful. So for one, just before the ball even got to Trossard in a position where he could even do anything, the whistle should have been blown for half time. It was way over the minutes that were left for half time. It should have been blown. So Trossard shouldn't have even been in a position where he can get a yellow card, because we should have been in the changing rooms. Like, I should have been going to get a drink at half time. Like, okay, yeah, it's been a good half, excited for the second half. But then for him to, I don't know how much you've looked into the actual Trossard situation, but if you look at if you widen there's a certain angle you can see. I think it's from behind Trossard. You can see Martinelli's running down the wing. So obviously, in Trossard's mind, he's won the ball and he's booting it for Martinelli to run onto. But I know the whistle's been blown, but the amount of time. So this is what you got to think here. In the heat of the moment, Trossard's thinking Martinelli's running. I need to set him free. We could get a goal here. So he may hear the whistle, but in his mind, he's already made the decision to kick the ball. And it's very difficult, to stop your body from doing what you've already decided to do once you've made the decision. Like, this is where I feel they need to make only referees should have played some level of football, because I feel like they don't understand in situations what it's like to be a footballer, because they've never experienced it. That's where I think the yellow card is harsh. However, part of me does think that Trossard is a lot to blame in it, because if anybody should know not to kick the ball after the whistle's been blown, it's an Arsenal player, because we saw what happened to Declan Rice. So
and we've seen like it's happened to a few players, doesn't it? It's already happened to a few players. I think they have carded, not red card, but they've given yellows to a lot of players. I don't get what they're doing, man. I know they're trying to be harsh. Do you remember the last season? It was when you come close to them, you get a card. Remember when you come close to them to speak to them and you're not the captain, you get a card. So it looks like every season they just change. Since Foden needed to switch with Kovacic to shoot from the 20 yards, I think that's what Pep said. He told Foden and Kovacic to switch. Anyway, because my man here, Hawks is about to leave around 9-ish, so we're just gonna go through these comments. Though it says, obviously you're talking about Rodri. I'm pretty sure here. It says, this is the worst news I've ever heard for a long time. I'm gutted, Pat. If we win this league, we gotta be shameless for real. We're gonna be shameless already on this number 5. We're already shameless at number 4. But Arsenal played 90% of the games high press. Where did that go? Yeah, I think he's already explained it. He said that sometimes you have to win games in certain ways. Big up to Better Games, guys. Go subscribe to Better Games. One of my closest friends says, like job TCF. Arsenal did what all they could for a draw. I can fault them for how they chose to play. You know what? This guy is still. He says, I can fault them for how they choose to play. Obviously, you're saying you can't fault them for how they choose to play. I know what you're trying to do, guys. I know what you're trying to do. But Arsenal did not want to draw, man. They wanted to take all 3 points. I'm pretty sure if you ask Hooks, that they wanted to take all the 3 points. So Hooks, everything is going well for you guys, and I'm pretty sure you were excited. How do you see this game? Before I let you go, how do you see this game as an Arsenal fan? Do you see this as an advantage that your mentality is better? Because I told you that. I said it and somebody disagreed with me. And obviously, this is the same thing. This is the reason why we do football talks. Because as I said, everybody has an opinion. And that's why I wanted an Arsenal fan today instead of me just talking from my side. Because from my side, I was telling one Arsenal fan, one of my friends privately, I said, it's the fact this happened at this time. Let me see if I can get a picture here going. You see, it's the fact I didn't even get a timestamp. I wish I got a timestamp. I'm saying it's the fact that it happened at this time, so I sent him this picture as an Arsenal fan. I had the full picture with the timestamp and everything. I said it's the fact it happens at this time after all the hard work you've done, where it's a second away, and because your bench is going like this to them, isn't it? Saying time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
even when you play basketball and somebody does the last shot while it's like the buzzer is about to go, it hurts. So I'm saying, do you think this galvanizes the team, or this is heartbreak for a while, and Ateta is going to have to pick them up? Because look, man, they played so well, and if it was my team, even Arsenal fans, I saw some of them on the stream. Some of them were almost in tears. And if you see Rice there, he's wiping his face. He's like, what the hell? And you saw Gabriel and Saliba all knelt down and they were almost like fed to the ground. I've seen this happen to City before, folks. I saw this against Madrid. Remember when Madrid piped us while we were about to win? We had seconds to win and go to the final. I don't know. Did it affect us? Yeah, it affected us. The next game we had draw. But I'm saying, do you think this is going to affect your team? Or maybe you find you're like, this is going to motivate us as a team? Because to be honest with you, as much as people say players are players, we're also human beings, man. And I give up already. I was about to switch off the TV and then, boom, my life's got... This is what happened, folks. I was about to switch off the TV. Boom, my life score went ding. And I was like, no way. John Stones? I was like, it's going to... You know what I'm saying in my head? It's going to be VR. It's going to be some dodgy handball or something. And I saw it. I was like, oh my God, that's definitely a dodgy handball. I'm pretty sure you also saw that. Josko Vadio, I think we thought he held it. So what do you think yourself? Is this going to galvanize the Arsenal team, or maybe this might actually be a blow after the hard work they did?
This hurt me, man. Like, but I was hurting for them because the hard work that they put in, yeah, for the whole of that second half, even before the second. So, like, to be 1-0 down to City and pull it back to 2-1 at their ground, to then go through all they went through in the second half, to lose it, like, I guess it's at that point, it feels like a loss, right? In the dying embers, yeah, pretty much the last seconds, yeah, it's got to hurt them to some degree. But the only kind of, I guess, to answer your question, I don't think it will have any real impact on the players, any real lasting impact on the players, because Arteta's kind of drilled into the players mentally is only focus on the next day. So I feel like, yeah, there may be a few kind of days where like, oh, we could have won that, or that, oh, damn, man, or maybe I could have done X, or if I did Y, X wouldn't have happened. But I feel like after we play Bolton, this Man City game will just be out of our minds, and we'll just be fully focused on the Leicester game and what we need to do to win the Leicester game. And I feel like Arteta overloads them with so much details on the next game that...
Is that home or away, the Leicester game? Is that home or away?
It's at home. It's our first home game in like 4 games. Yeah, our first home game in like 4 games.
You guys have been going away. Oh my God.
So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a detriment to our season. And the thing is, yeah, I even said before the game, I don't think that even if Manchester City lost this game, I don't even think that it impacts their season. Like, losing to Arsenal in game week 5 and being only 1 point behind Arsenal, that's not going to stop any of your players believing that you can still win the league. So I think the only bad result that could have happened here was Arsenal losing. I feel like the only result that is bad is if Arsenal loses. So I feel like the draw, both sides are probably like, could have got the W, but, you know, I'll take a point. Manchester City probably thinking we was down 2-1 to bring it back in the last minute. Okay, we wanted to win, but we'll take a point. And Arsenal probably thinking, we could have won the game last minute. Yeah, it's a draw. It's at the Etihad. You know, we'll take the point. Just make sure that we beat them at our ground. And do you know what I mean? So if this was game week 22 to 30, then I think maybe it'd be a bit different. But game week 5, it's way too early.
Yeah, it'd be different, yeah.
Is way too
It's
early.
just 5 games, isn't it? It says we sliced teams and didn't win anything. No, that's the thing, though. It's not like the games you lost. It's not like you. I don't know. It's weird. This Arsenal defeat thing. I'm telling you, I think the football you're playing is great. It's just that Hooks mentioned it. Some of your fullbacks, especially Zinchenko and even sometimes Tomiyasu, they were suspect. They were making these silly mistakes. And now you've got people like Timber, Ben White, who don't make mistakes. You know, people who are very solid. I'm telling you, I think when the Moreno guy comes in. I think when Moreno comes in, Odegaard comes in, I think you see different football. I think you will see different football from Mateta. It says, but we didn't win anything. Okay, so we didn't win anything. So when we change to find a way to win, some fans call it sacrificing Arsenal's identity. That's why I think Hooks had a whole rant about identity. Hooks tell them, I think that's when he agrees with you. It says, my brother Patrick, big up to you, man. Popmo, big up to you, man. Kenton, big up to you, man. I hope you're well. You got me, bro. I'm young.
Yeah, I knew it, man. You don't know about the Bills game days.
Yeah, guys. Arsenal transformed from progressive football to Diego Simeone ball. Arteta sacrificed his principles for points.
But this is the thing. Arteta's principles have always been to be defensively strong. Like if you think about it, when he first came in, pretty much the first thing he identified was how bad we was defensively. And that was proven by the fact that he played pragmatic. He played with 5 at the back, and we went on to win the FA Cup, beating Man City along the way. And so that it's not like Arteta's changed his philosophy or anything. If anything, I feel like we're now seeing he actually has the players to execute his philosophy more consistently. So I don't know. I would strongly disagree with this point personally. And we are still progressive. Like, people like to forget, there was a point where we was ahead in the game. Like, we attacked. It's not like we sat back the whole game. Like, we attacked City. We got 2 goals. Like, we actually tried to impose ourselves on the game. So I don't know, man. I feel like people are being a bit too harsh in their analysis on Arsenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's why I said it is what it is, man. Everybody sees it from their own angle. If we did this against Madrid, and then let's say with City we're down to 10 men and 2-1 against Madrid, and we did the same thing, I'm pretty sure we'll be saying, what a Pep masterclass. That's what I'm saying. People always want a version that suits their agenda or suits their side, because it is. That's why I'm saying this thing where everybody's going to debate that who does this draw suit. Nobody will give you a right answer because everybody wants it to suit their side, because if Arsenal fans, some of them are coming and saying this is the boost, it shows that we can trouble a City with 10 men. What can we do with 11 men? But other City fans are saying, well, if you're 11 men and you open up more, we'll still maybe manage to score goals. And then Arsenal fans are like, you want to score goals? Our defense is good, So everybody has a side to this. Madrid only set up shop once. Yeah, Madrid did that because there's what's his name? The manager said, Angelotti said, the only way to beat City is to take them to penalties. That's what he's saying in the Champions League. There's been double digits of players who have stopped the restart this season, and only 3 have been carded. 2 Arsenal and 1 United. Wow. Red cartels have stopped paying the refs, I guess. Margins of error to win the league is ridiculously slim. So yeah, on the next game, for both teams. Yeah, it is the next games. These guys are playing Leicester City at home, and we are playing Newcastle, guys. And I am not very confident as a City fan because Tonali looks like a man on a mission after the betting. He looks like, so it's Tonali and Bruno in that midfield. And I don't know if it's going to be Welling or Joe Linton. I don't know, one of the two. But I don't like the Newcastle team. It's they're hot and cold. But with Tonali in that midfield and we have no Rodri, my God, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Don't forget it took KDB off the bench with Oscar Bob for us to beat them last season. So now with the speed we have, in this game against Newcastle, I'm just going to say something. I'm just thinking we just go guns blazing. Just if we try to play a certain game, I think they outmuscle us. But we just say, let's outscore each other today, guys, and see what it is. And hope that Newcastle, I think they're at home. But no, Man City finally have to go away because we've been at home in 3 games already. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to go away. We have to go do something. But anyway, Hooks, do you want to just tell the people what your channel is and where they can find you?
Halftime Hooks. If you're interested in watching beautiful videos on football, especially Arsenal, that's where you'll find me. I also got a TikTok. I try to do shit daily. So, yeah, usually something dropping every day. Trying to hit, 1,000 subs to start believing That man's a guy in this thing. So yeah, any support be appreciated. And yeah, man, keep on subscribing and subbing up and liking Patrick's videos as well, because he's a G.
Yeah, no, guys, go support him. I know that he's an Arsenal fan, but he's one of the good ones. You know, he's one of the good ones. So go support him. I'm going to let you go now, so I can I look at him and his effects all the time. I'm gonna let you go now so that I can just cry about Rodri on my own, because I'm pretty sure that's a segment for me to cry with the people in the comments. But I appreciate you coming on, man, and I know you get to 1,000. The way you're going, you'll get to 1,000. And it says, listen to this. So we are the bad ones. No, you're not bad. Banda, you're not. Dayo, you're not. You're not. It's a good analysis of us, honest and humble. Now that's why I brought him, and even if I brought Dayo, it was gonna be the same thing. Dayo also was gonna be very honest. Sometimes, okay, look. As YouTubers, you tell each other that, okay, is this going to be a banter season? Now it's gonna be a serious football talk. That's also the good thing about YouTubers. They can come in with the banter season. It also depends on the host sometimes. If I came in here and started straight banter with Hooks, I'm pretty sure Hooks was gonna go with straight banter too, and banters for the fact we couldn't break a 10-man Arsenal. So it's all love. It's all love. So Hooks, see you, man. All the best, man.
Catch you later, man.
Yeah, enjoy yourself, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, so that was Hooks, man. Guys, go subscribe to his channel. Hooks, halftime Hooks. Very good guy, man. And also go subscribe to Banter on the Pitch. Dayo is very good. He does different things. He's Arsenal fan, but he does different things. Now, City fans, let's go over to the sad news. The sad news that we all heard. This is on Rodri. Now, I've been trying to speak to a few people who I usually speak to. I just ask them that what's going on. Apparently, he's out for the season. That's what the reports are saying. It doesn't mean Man City have verified this. It doesn't mean Man City have confirmed this. It's just according to the reports so far. Apparently, Rodri is out for the season. Now, I know there's going to come this amount of people are going to say, you see, we told you, we should have got Bruno. You see, we could have got Zubmende, or we should have got Kimmich. From Germany, from Bayern, or we could have got Mourinho before he went to Bayern. It is what it is, man. What else can we do? All of us were happy that Gundogan is coming back. All City fans were saying Gundogan is coming back. He's going to be the guy who can cover Rodri. Let's also be honest. This season, Rodri came back to Man City injured. Let's not forget he didn't play all the games. He came to Man City injured, so Rodri did not play at the beginning. There was actually Kovacic playing, and Kovacic was playing very well. And this has happened. It doesn't mean it's the end of the season, because I see a lot of people on Twitter right now saying, oh my God, end the season. Rodri's injured. It's done. I see rival fans laughing. Some fans are laughing, saying, oh, it's the end of Man City. We're so happy. This is great. Obviously, it is what it is, man. Let's not pretend as if we don't even have such people in our fan base who laugh at other people's injuries. It is what it is. It's a football game. But what can I say? This is sad, man, because I have confidence in this City team, but there's just something, just a small, tiny thing that there's certain teams that will outmuscle us, certain teams that will outrun us. I'm talking about Newcastle with Tonali and Bruno. I don't know if I'm ready to face Newcastle without Rodri. I don't know, man. It's just me. Jerry says, here's a good comment from Jerry. Kovacic has been great so far. Give him Matheus Nunes maybe to step up. That's the other thing. I was thinking, if Matheus Nunes maybe even steps into midfield. Why do I want Matheus Nunes? He's young. He's full of energy. Matheus Nunes at Sporting sometimes played next to the holding midfielder. Matheus Nunes at Wolves played next to Ruben Neves. Next to him, both of them were playing as holding midfielder. I just think that maybe this is Nunes' time, because with Rodri missing in that midfield, with Gundogan and Kova, I love both of them, and I think they're fantastic players. But I don't know if we're going to be fast enough in that midfield, because as soon as Rodri was out from the Arsenal game, we sort of went down a bit of quality. Quality went a bit down. It's just me. I don't know. I just saw that because I watched the game. I didn't watch the game the other day, but I watched it just to do the review. I just think like the quality as soon as Rodri dropped out went a bit down. I don't know if Gundogan especially is still the same Gundogan. I don't know if he will be able to do what he did when we needed him, when KDB is injured, when Fernandinho is injured, when Silva's injured, I remember, and Gundogan went on this run. Is Gundogan going to be able to do it? Does Gundogan have the legs? Does Kovacic? Yes, Kovacic has been fantastic, but does Kovacic have the legs to do the whole season? Because Kovacic sometimes struggles with injuries. I don't know, man. It's just I have no answers, but I hope and pray for the fact that Rodri was able to walk and nobody saw him in one of those boots, the boots, the recovery boots. I know it was his knee, so I don't know. I think he's in Spain. He's getting scans. A lot of media in Spain have already saying he's done for the season. Let me be honest with you, City fans. Be ready for a mixed bag. Be ready for a mixed bag of a season because it might go the other way. It might go that way. Kovacic steps up, Nunes steps up, Bernardo steps up, and it looks incredible. Kova, Nunes, Gundogan become top notch. I've seen it at City before. I've seen at City other players step up when other players are injured. I've seen it before. Bernardo Silva, one of the best step ups, and Gundogan, oh my God, mighty Gundogan. He's taken us to titles. So Nunes might become the guy who replaces. So we never know. O'Reilly might come and play very good. Some people are saying some of the kids from the academy, the DM from the academy, is it right or something? He might come in and maybe play good. So just prepare yourselves, guys. But don't give up hope and start saying the season is over. Because no matter the fact that Rodri is injured, Man City still have the capability to beat most of the teams in the league. It's just teams like Newcastle. I can put in Spurs because we struggle against Spurs. Teams like Man United, maybe teams like Chelsea. Teams like Liverpool, teams like Arsenal, maybe those are the teams that will struggle maybe without a Rodri. There's also a good comment here from Jerry saying Foden stepped up last year. Yeah, big up to you. Let me just thank my brother Banta on the pitch with the €2 super chat. I'm just thanking you again and big up to you for the super chat. But all I'm saying is don't give up hope. Let's wait till Pep Guardiola. I don't know. We're playing tomorrow against Watford. Was there a press? I don't know if there was a press after the Arsenal match. Obviously, he didn't respond during the press. He said, we're going to have to find out tomorrow after scans. City haven't brought out a statement yet. So maybe let's calm down for a bit and wait for City. Because these Madrid pages or Spanish pages, they are so happy, I repeat, to see a City player injured. And they would tell us that this player will never... Remember when they told us that De Bruyne last season is going to stay away for the whole season? De Bruyne came back. So let's just hope and pray that Rodri is not that injured. But it is what it is, man. Pep Guardiola is one of the best managers in the world, and we'll find a solution. And as you say, Foden stepped up when KDB was injured. Gundogan has stepped up before when KDB is injured and Silva was injured. Silva has stepped up before. A lot of players step up when other players are injured. So I hope Mateus Nunes steps up because he can play also holding and energy. And I think he'll be very important because I think Gundogan and Kova, I think, would be a slow partnership. So maybe throw Mateus Nunes. Let's see Nunes tomorrow against Watford. Let's just see that against Watford. Let's see what sort of... Let's even play Marketing. Give Marketing an opportunity. So, look, that's all I can say. I don't have any insider at Man City, so I'm not going to start coming here saying my mom's best friend who works at City or does this at City told me that this was going to happen. No. I'm sorry. We're just going to have to wait here and see. I'm also going to have to wait as a fan as yourself. So I'm not going to bullshit you about Rodri. But it's unfortunate that the news says he's out for the season. But guys, that was the Man City versus Arsenal reaction. I wanted to talk to an Arsenal fan because I wanted to hear from that side. From the City side, as I said myself at the beginning, I was a bit disappointed. The fact that there was moments where we should have just shot on goal, or we should have dribbled into the box, or we should have tried other ideas. We just kept on passing it left, right. That's why if you see when Jack Grealish came on and did the first corner and did the first kick, that's what you have to do in situations like that. Because when you're slow, the players enjoy that because they will see where you're going. But when you do something fast, take things fast. But City were very slow. And I know there's 10 men in the box, but you have to do things very fast. Move the ball very fast. Not like sometimes Bernardo was holding to the ball so long and Jesus just kept on getting the ball away from him. But guys, it's a 2-2 win. Don't worry about it. It's 2-2. At least we got a 2-2 draw out of a very difficult situation. One of the best defenses in Europe, whether you like it or not, whether you don't like Arteta ball or whatever, you have to respect Arsenal for the fact that they came to the Etihad. They almost won it 2-1 by playing haram football. Yes, we can call it terrorist football, Sean Dyche prime football, Mourinho prime football. Sam Allardyce will be proud and you're smiling wherever he was eating a burger. I don't know why I said that. Tony Pulis, wherever he is, he'll be so happy to see Arsenal parking the bus. But
It sounds like jealousy. It sounds like we're bitter. Because let me be honest, as I said, I'm going to say this to most City fans. If I was down to 10 men against Madrid and City did what they did to Arsenal, City did what Arsenal did to us at the Etihad, and we were away at Madrid, and we end up with a 2-1, I'll be happy. I'm not going to call Pepe terrorist. So it is what it is, guys. The boys tried. John Stones, big up to you with the goal. Grealish, big up to you. Jack Grealish, big up to you for what you did. And Savinho, oh my God, what a player. And I think we're going to see a lot from Savinho, or Savio, or some people want to call him. And Haaland, 100 goals. Congrats again. And it is what it is, man. Let's see these guys at the Emirates. Let's see them away. City versus Arsenal next. Let's see when we go to Arsenal. And I say this on a lot of channels. The next game between City and Arsenal, I'd like it to be 11v11, and all the members must be fit. All the players must be fit. But obviously, they just pray and wish Rodri all the best, and we'll see how City play against Watford. I will do a preview for Watford if I get time, or maybe I'll do a lineup show. I don't even know what time that Watford game is, to be honest with you. So we'll see. But thank you very much, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get 3K. I'm close to getting to 3K. Let's get 3K. Let's get together. If you want to become a member, go ahead, become a member and subscribe as a member. And if you want to send super chats, go ahead, send super chats. But big up to you guys, and enjoy your evening. And thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, and if you're on Twitter, retweet.